At your age, I'm sorry to say, I'm sorry to say that at your age, being a secondary teacher is not an easy thing. What's your experience? Welcome once again to Wamba TV. Today we are happy to be having teacher Daphine. I wish I could introduce you more, but you're so many things. may you may you introduce yourself to the viewers of Wamba TV?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Cyrus. My name is Sabiiti Daphine, head teacher at Nyahuka Parent Secondary School.
We are happy to have you, teacher Daphine. At your age, I'm sorry to say, I'm sorry to say that at your age, being a secondary teacher is not an easy thing. What's your experience?
My experience is not a bad one, but it is all about perseverance. When you get the training, it is easier for you to handle. Yes.
How does it make you feel as at a young age and you're also heading such a big school?
It feels good, I can say. Sitting on tables with people you wouldn't think you'd ever sit with. And I'm happy I'm sharing some of the experiences of being a head teacher with people who were my head teachers when I was still studying.
Yeah.
It is good to work with them because they take me as a baby. Anytime I cry out to them or for help or when I need advice, they are there to help. We are having a good team of head teachers in Bundibugyo. Very nice people. We are coordinated, not like the way people think this school hates the other school. No, the head teachers are coordinated. So that has helped me a lot to handle.
So Nyahuka Parents is such a big school, and on top of being a big school, it's a school that has A level, and A level schools, much as O level schools also have issues, but A level schools there is a tendency of having mature guys in within the school. How do you deal with such mature guys?
The mature people in our school, we always remind them that even when they are mature, they are still young. They are still our babies. They still need us to guide them. In most cases, we are their friends. You don't punish as if you're punishing someone in prison. It is just about guidance. You guide them on what to do, and it is up to them to make the decisions, whether to take the guidance or not.
Have you experienced a situation where you're like, I think I should just leave this student. I'm tired.
Yes, those things are there because I'm human. I'm human. Those things are there. Like last year, I had a student who was my relative. I'm sorry to say this. I had a student who was my relative, and I would always encourage this student to read. So every time I would find her in wrong, she was in A level. Every time I would find her in wrong, I would tell her, please do this. Like, don't do this, do this. Read, settle down. The things that you're doing now can wait. But this person was not listening. Every time I would find her, she was saying, Mama, I'm doing my best. But I wouldn't see her doing the best. So I just let her be because I was tired of telling her what she's supposed to do. I let her decide on what she can do. It is unfortunate that she didn't perform the way I wanted because I expected her to get some good points, but she got what I didn't want. Though she has continued with school. I know she learned something because after the results came out, she was like, Mama, you told me. You told me. And I'm regretting why I didn't listen to you. So I think she learned. So some of these people, we have to let them learn out from their mistakes. When you tell them what to do and they don't follow, just let them be. Let them decide for themselves. Their decisions will determine what they will be in future.
What's your worst experience with handling undisciplined students?
For the years I've been in the office, I've not gotten a worst experience in handling indisciplined students because the parents are always there to help. When you call the parent and they know what their child has done, they, in most cases, cooperate with you to make sure that you get what you want from this learner. I have not experienced a parent who is on the side of the learner when they are in wrong. No, they know I'm parenting the learner when I'm at school, when we are at school, and he's parenting from outside, from home. So we have to cooperate for us to get what we want from this person. So if we don't cooperate and we are at loggerheads, we may not get what we want from this learner. So they have been so cooperative.
You are a young lady managing a very big school. Is there a situation where students or even the teachers you lead looked at you in that way?
Not really.
She's young in age, of course. That's what I'm trying to say. She's young in age. Has there been such an experience?
No, because first of all, my body says something different from my ears. So these people,
So they think you're old.
yes, these people think I'm old. They think some of them have been telling me, "Hey, so madam, you think you're that age?"
When
Me,
you
I
tell
thought,
them your age,
me, I thought you are 38. So I'm not. I don't think I may get that thing. As a person, I respect my colleagues. So in most cases, they don't see me like someone who is young. I see as if they see me as a leader. Their body language says it all, even when they don't talk. They don't tell me, madam, this and this. No, I can read the way, since we are staying in the same environment, I can read that this person now is respected. It's like that.
I think it's hard.
It is hard. I know it is hard because I'm working with people who are older than me. You find a cook is older than you.
Yeah.
You can't back at them when they're in wrong. You just have to be polite and kind. So it has helped me to work with adults also. They guide me too. And I in most cases, I don't treat people according to their offices, no.
Yeah.
I am going to still give an example of the cooks.
Yeah.
Because they are the people we see as if they are even the people who clean for us.
Yeah.
The people who clean for us are also adults. So I'm not going to get someone who is in the age of my grandfather and start barking at them. And sometimes they tell me, they in most cases call me by my clan petty name. They call me Nancy, yeah, this and this and this and this. So I see the way they treat me reflects how I treat them.
Yeah.
Yes, because if I was treating them badly, they would be putting the energy on me still, the bad energy I'm meaning. Yes. So it has helped me a lot to work with adults.
Yeah, when I was when I was still a student, we would do most of the times we would see students of Nyahuka parents. They were not an easy type of students to deal with. You would do during lunchtime. You would see them fasting. You know, we would, and even other schools. But at least we would see them and the ones that Nyahuka parents are already going. In other words, almost the whole day, guys are moving up and down, up and down. But I think it has changed somehow. How have you tried to handle that?
It has changed a lot. And these days, it is so hard to find our learners moving up and down like you are saying. They just needed someone to guide them.
Yeah.
Because working as a team to make this school the school it is now has helped us a lot. These learners, I must say my learners are good learners.
Yeah.
They are the best I've had since my teaching experience. Though I joined the school in 2023 when the school was like the way you are talking, but I think these people were waiting for a team that would make that school a school it is now. We made the restrictions at the gate so tight.
Yeah.
For you to get out of the gate, you must be having permission that is stamped by someone who is responsible.
Yeah.
Coming in and out, you have to be permitted to come in and to get out. So that has helped us, and then we have constructed a perimeter wall to limit on escapism. Yeah. So these people, I think they would escape. Yeah. But still, we have deployed people in Nyahuka, like our chairman PTA is doing a lot of work. Yeah. He's along that Christ road. Yeah. So if you're using the main road, you are going to face him. He's there. If he sees our uniform anywhere, those days they used to use Blue House for chapati. This time you can't find them there. So if he sees any our uniform, even if you're putting it on and you're not at school, you tell him why you're loitering in what? You're loitering in Nyahuka. So we have a team that is helping us to make these learners stay at school. And then we are having ongoing learning and teaching activities at school. So for learner to miss, maybe it is something for them to be in Nyahuka. And they must be hiding. You will not find them loitering.
As a head teacher, because your experience is good, and there are other schools here in Bundibugyo who are still passing through the experience of those of the Nyahuka parents of those other days. What would you want them to learn from you?
Since we are also reformed now, I would wish all of them to also do like Nyahuka parents is doing. But I know the teachers are doing their job, only that our learners don't listen. Because what you tell them to do is not what they do, what they do. Yeah. So if all of us work on our perimeter walls, our fencing, and we keep the learners inside school when they come in, I think it is going to help us a lot on because all of these students are ours, yeah, regardless of the schools they go to. As a Bundibugyo, someone who comes from Bundibugyo, I wouldn't wish to see my young sisters, my children loitering when it is time for school. And I feel so bad on that case. I feel so bad when we were still studying, when we were still growing, there would be a team which would go in the villages to search for people who have not gone to school, yeah, on a particular day. These days I don't see it. I'm so disappointed because a lot of young children are out there and they are not studying.
Everyone is on
their own. But that thing would help us. You'd know, if I remain home, people will come for me. But these days, you find children seated in homes. They have not gone to dig. They are not doing anything. They are waiting on their parents. So we are grooming a generation that may not survive on its own in the nearby future.
Last time I was having an interview with the deputy RDC, and among the challenges she's facing here in Bundibugyo is children who choose not to go to school. And I think the parents have a contribution in this. There are particular days, maybe the days for picking cocoa, maybe the market days. There are specific days a parent would just say, today you're going to spend a day here. Are you having the same challenge in your school?
Yes, we are having challenges on those days for harvesting cocoa. We have a lot of challenges. The parents even can call at school if Elana is in boarding. Mama, I wanted you to send me my child. She is the only one I have to help me in cocoa. Like what? If this one was in Kampala, would you still call?
Still call.
So that challenge, the parents are letting us down. They don't even care if on that day the learner has gone to school. All they care about is their cocoa is harvested and the learner is already missing. It is a very big challenge. If you visited our schools on that day, yeah, you will find when our enrollment is down.
Have you engaged these parents as the head teacher?
Yes, we talk about
this. They don't listen.
We talk about these things almost every day during our PTA meetings. And we leave that meeting when we have agreed, but they still repeat the same thing. So they are contributing a lot to the missing of the students on those days.
So as the head teacher, much as let's assume the parents don't listen, have you tried to talk to your children, the students themselves?
Yes, the learners already know that we don't have such days, that this is because this and this is at home, we have to go home for such and such a thing. We have talked to them severally, but because there is comfort at home, we have parents who tell us, don't let my child live here before you inform me, even if it is cocoa, even if it is what. So this learner knows that if I live here to go home, it is going to be tough on me. So they can't even bother. Last year I had an experience. One of my learners escaped. He was in senior 4. He escaped and he goes now home. We are about to today is Friday, we are briefing. He escapes on Thursday when we are briefing on Friday. Now a Monday is our UNEB. He escapes on Thursday, he goes, and because maybe he wants to get money for using during the exams. Yes, he goes and he now goes to his father's cocoa. Now the people responsible find him and they get him. Already he's in prison. We are briefing today. I felt bad.
Monday is supposed to be
on Monday he's supposed to be doing exams. I was so worried because missing an exam and being an absentee because of something you would forego.
Yeah.
So I think this parent was also, the parent is the one who called us. This parent was also not keen, because if this person knew that if I go home, there is also police, like maybe my parents are so strict, he wouldn't have been in that problem, because he was already switched psychologically. The environment where he was put before the exams was not okay for him. He didn't receive the briefing. Now he doesn't know the rules and regulations of the exams, so he missed out, but I'm happy he performed.
So that was one of your bad experiences.
Yes.
Is there any other bad experience you've encountered with dealing with school-going children?
Yes. Another thing that raises my BP is, like last year I had an experience. My first term in the office, first term, second term, one of my learners was sickly. So she would get sick every now and then, like in a week she would study for 2 days. So now she had these things, like she would be unconscious out of the blue. So now the learners tell me, madam, you know what? We want you to send us at her home. We want to be the one to talk to her family why they believe they believe some of her family members are doing this to her. Why is she sick every now and then? I tell them, no, you wait. We are going to do something about it, because this learner would tell me that, madam, you'll be allowing me every Friday to go for prayer. So I would allow her. Now it is Thursday. She has been home. She came yesterday on Wednesday. It is a Thursday. And now she collapses from the class. Oh, they carried her up to the staff room. They come and tell the teachers, and I quote from what they said. They didn't even speak English. Madam, I was in my office. Now one of the teachers come to tip me and he's like, we are finished. The learner is again sick and the students are tough. I was like, okay, let us take the learner home, because we know we can't take her to the hospital.
What they were trying to mean is,
you refused to let us go. And you refused. And you know, here
eat her.
Because you refused us to go, and you know, here in our history, when the students talk when they are there, it changes something. That's what they believe. So now I tell her, you get someone who knows their home. So we put her on a border. She was unconscious already. We put her on the border with other two girls who know where she comes from. They go. Now these two girls come back. They are crying that she's dead. Chaos. Chaos. The school became a battlefield. It is my first time in the office.
And the students wanted to go there.
Did they wanted it or they went? They start jumping.
They didn't even want to know
anything about permission. They didn't want to listen to anyone. They felt they can heal this person. They start jumping over the fence. Now that she was in senior 4.
Yeah.
They start jumping over the fence. I'm calling for an assemble. No one is listening. They come. We send a team of 2 teachers who come from her place. We were lucky we had some. I send 1 administrator. Now those are 3 teachers. I send a team of 5 prefects. I tell them, you come down. The people we've sent will give us a feedback. There is no coming down there. The team that I've sent finds there another team. Another team is loading, is coming. These people have changed their attires. They are now not in our uniform. They have tied themselves like now warriors. They are holding paraffin. They are holding petrol. They are going to burn their home. I remained at school alone. All the teachers scattered.
That was very bad.
That was the worst experience I got in my first term of the office. So they go, at least the team that I had sent. Now the border guys who are bypassing my learners going to the other side, tell the people at their destination that there is a team that is coming. They are coming because of this and this and this. The other team prepares for my learners. I was lucky police came in. I panicked. But thank God we handled.
And finally, they didn't cause any chaos.
They were about, but police came in immediately, and 8 bullets were fired. I was asking myself, what if any stray bullet got one of my learners? It would be another story. So if we don't pray, some of the situations we may not handle.
That was very bad.
It was a bad one, but it taught me a lot. I got to know how they react to such situations.
I think that's what they call experience.
Yes. I've never experienced one, because how would I know?
So currently, if you, assuming you are seeking for a job somewhere else and you say, I have experience,
I know how to handle. Yes, I can tell.
Yeah, if somebody says we want somebody with experience, you will absolutely be happy.
They will be like, tell us your abilities. I can handle this and this.
So, what's your message to the parents? You know, here in Bundibugyo, there is that problem of, I think, I don't know, I'm sorry to say this, but I think we as parents are not doing our job well. I don't know whether you're also seeing it as somebody who is leading, who is managing these students. Because even when you're walking on the way, you can really see that the parents are not doing their job, most especially on Christmas days, New Year's days, when artists have come around. You look at the environment and be like, where are we heading? As you who is almost in charge of everything, what's your say?
I believe the parents have given the learners a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
Their children have a lot of freedom. When we were still growing up, the parenting that we got is not the parenting that these people are getting.
Yeah.
Most of the parents are not strict these days. A few parents are doing their job, and I am grateful that they are bringing up their children very well. But most of the parents, the children are the ones who tell them what to do.
Yeah.
If you don't do for me this, I will not do this. If you don't do this, Mama, I will not go to school. Like, who are you? If it was our generation when we were growing up, how would you even stand and tell your mother that if you don't give me money, I will not go to school?
So it seems like it's the students who are giving directions to their parents.
Yes, and when these learners are at school, they are a different person, and when they are at home, it is also a different person.
Yeah.
So you find out that I'm grooming someone different from who they are grooming at home.
Yeah.
A parent finds out that his child is someone he doesn't know when he's at school. When I explain to the parents the behaviors of the learners, and the parent is like, this is not the person I have at home. This is not the person I have at home. So, dear parents out there, you're making our job so hard. Because if a learner can't respect their parents, like, how will they start respecting me? It is so bad, because I also had an experience related to this. One of the learners refused a punishment after disturbing his fellows in the dormitory. He would come. He had gadgets that we don't accept in the dormitory, so he would put on music, and he would tell the learners, all of you are not going to sleep today until I sleep. So he would come, and I was okay with it. I gave him a chance. They would report to me. I told them they should confiscate the radio, but I didn't do anything about it. They at first he refused for the radio. So I told them to tell him that if I come myself, it is going to be a different story. So he accepted to give it in. Now he does another thing related to indiscipline, and now he refuses the punishment that we were giving him. When the parent, I just gave him a suspension for 1 week at home, because if he has failed us here, maybe the parent can manage.
Yeah.
So the parent brings this person back, and we again decide to give him the same punishment. We always give them punishments of cleaning. Now, they are in adolescence. They don't want someone to see them cleaning. What? The parent decides that you help me and give him 10 canes. We tell him we don't do that here. We don't give learners 10 canes. That is too much. It is already corporal. We don't do that. When we told the learner to do the punishment, he refused. And he was like, even if my parent is here, I'm not going to do it now. If the person is disrespecting the parent in front of you, you always think that, I think, I will not manage.
Yeah.
So I told them, if he is not accepting the punishment, I think you should go with him home, because I can't manage him.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't. If he has failed you, how will I manage him?
Yeah. So you had to let the gentleman go.
No, he accepted the punishment finally. He accepted it. I think after the parent pleading for him to accept the punishment. If it was my child, I would go straight to Karela. You help me and discipline him.
So that's evidence that indeed parents
yes, it is
really given so much freedom to these people. And I've gotten an opportunity of meeting so many people, and there is a certain lady who used to be my friend, and we were interacting. Actually, she was doing a certain kind of funny job, and I was interacting with her. Why are you into these things? And she was like, just life put me here. And she was like, partly, I remember, my parents, I think my parents never did their part. I just blame them.
She had realized it.
She realized this. Her parents.
She missed out on some stages of parental guidance.
Her parents, she would do everything she wanted to do.
Freedom.
And I think she had so much freedom, and her parents left her to do whatever she wanted to do. And before she knew it, she couldn't continue with school, and life was hard. She got pregnant, and she found herself in a very tight situation. And this time she was blaming the parents. And I think at that time, for her, when the parents were saying some things, for her, she would look at them as
Yes.
You don't know us. We are the new generation.
The stars. They call themselves stars. But I
So
think
I don't want to believe that your students, the ones you're managing right now, will reach at a certain point and say, I think the head teacher wasn't fair. I think she was. She brought this to me.
I think one day they'll say that because we are doing our job to guide them, career-wise, discipline-wise. We always have sessions at the beginning of the term to talk to them. We believe that some of them don't get this guidance from their parents because most of the parents are busy these days.
Yeah.
They just say, I've given her requirements and school fees, let her in. So they don't know whether this person has reached school or they have not prepared this person psychologically for this term.
Yeah.
Me, my mother used to tell me, you're going at school, I want ABCD. Every time I would come home, she would tell me, you've now come for holidays, I want ABCD. So everything that she would tell me will be echoing in my head. I would say, my mother,
every time you want to make a bad decision,
I know, yes, now I have to make someone proud home there. I know how this person has pleaded with me, Daphine, this and this, please, please. Now I remember those pleases. So I do what she wanted. So we have sessions at the beginning of the term, we have at the end of the term. These learners, we give them career guidance, we tell them how to go about life. That is what we are trying to do to make sure that in the future, when they digest what we are saying, they know maybe Madam cared about us. Maybe these teachers were grooming us in a good way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, as we conclude, what's your last word to the learners, to the parents, and to your fellow teachers?
To the learners, I would wish them the best. We are doing our best to make them achieve. We are not going to treat them in a harsh way for them to understand. It is just, this generation is about gentle parenting. Yeah. We are going to handle them. It is up to them to decide, because most of them, we remind them about what they are supposed to be in the future. So the guidance that we give them, I know it is going to help. And I would wish in the future, most of the people I started teaching are now graduates. Yes, they have 1 year in the field. Okay. So I will be proud when I find the people I directed, the people I taught in good offices. I would wish to sit them on the same table, sharing ideas, like I'm sitting with my head teachers in the schools I went to. Yeah. So I pray so much that at least 9 of them get what they are looking for at school. Okay. Then to the parents, I thank you so much. Those parents who are doing their best to make sure that the children are at school, to make sure that the children get requirements for them not to need. I'm proud of them. Those who are paying fees, even those who delay because they eventually pay. Yeah. Those who haven't known what to educate is, I also advise them at least to make their children go to school. It feels good even when your child goes to school and makes friends. Yeah. If I studied with you and I didn't complete school and I find you in any office and I need help, it is automatic that you're going to help me even when I've not studied. Yeah. So it is bad for someone to stay out there when they have not studied. Like someone drops out in P2, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. But it is better you allow the learners go to school, keep on guiding them, make sure that they are in school. It is good to study. Yeah. Yes. Because we've seen people in the community who have studied and they have not yet gotten jobs, but their time is coming. Yeah. Someone finishes like 10 years on the street, but that job will come. Yeah, because if they come, I know these people who have studied and haven't gotten jobs, they at least be hustling. And I know if someone comes here, it is maybe an NGO coming from outside and they want someone who has gone to school in senior 4, when they take you, still chances are there. Then to my fellow teachers, you're doing a great job. I thank you so much. The industrial art is done. Let us go and teach. Let us go and be parents to these Ugandans. I know we are going to help each other tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Sabiiti Daphine, for accepting to speak to us out of your busy schedule. You know, a head teacher is somebody who is busy 24/7 because honestly, there is no time to rest because you're managing people, you're managing students, your fellow teachers, and also dealing with parents. We don't take that for granted. Maybe when you get some other time, we can still talk about so many other things.
Thank you.
Thank you for being such a wonderful audience, the viewers of Wamba TV. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you can be informed as we bring to you the people that shape this society, the movers and shakers of this community. People like